What?
Hi, I'm Sunny and we're not in the test kitchen, and today we're making gourmet Pop-Tarts.
Hello, I'm Chelsea. I just appeared in the non-test kitchen. So, what are your impression of Pop-Tarts?
They're kind of trashy, but sometimes I just still like to eat. It has a lot of funny jokes on the packaging.
To me, I feel like Pop-Tarts are really reminiscent of middle and high school when they sold them in the lunch line.
Some dark times.
Yeah. The frosting looks pretty sad.
Their sprinkles aren't really sprinkles, they're just little flecks.
Yeah.
But luckily, that will be easier to recreate than actual, lines of sprinkles.
Yeah.
It's a little bit golden brown on the edge for this one.
So we're gonna try them toasted and plain. That's the cross section of the Pop-Tart. The filling is not very full.
Yeah, it really isn't what they've advertised. You can see the filling extends all the way to the edge in this photo, while looking at this cross section, there's a huge amount here where there's no filling at all. So when I eat a Pop-Tart, I usually eat around the edges until I get the block that actually has the filling in it.
Oh dang.
Wow, this is nice and warm.
Yeah.
I don't see any additional color.
The sweet taste of middle school.
The strawberry filling is actually a little bit tart when it's warmed up.
Oh yeah.
This shit is not a breakfast.
The edge of it where there's like no frosting or filling is like the worst.
Yeah, it's just really bland and dry.
Yeah. We almost forgot the most important part.
My least favorite part.
Reading the ingredients.
Enriched flour, parentheses, wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, vitamin B1, thiamine mononitrate, vitamin B2, bracket riboflavin, and bracket folic acid, and parentheses. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, soybean, and palm oil, parentheses, with TBHQ for freshness, close parentheses, sugar, bleached wheat flour. Contains 2% or less of wheat starch, salt, dried strawberries, dried pears, dried apples, leavening, parentheses, baking soda, sodium acid, pyrophosphate, monocassium phosphate, and parentheses, citric acid, gelatin, modified wheat starch, yellow corn flour, caramel color, xanthan gum, cornstarch, turmeric extract color, soy lecithin, red 40, yellow 6, blue 1, color added.
Wow, that was amazing. Now we can get on to making our gourmet Pop-Tarts.
We're gonna start by adding sugar and salt to our flour and whiskey. I'm gonna chop up this butter while coating it in flour. Now I'm just going to incorporate the butter into the flour until it resembles coarse cornmeal. Now I will add the water little by little. Once the dough comes together, form it into a square and wrap it in plastic wrap. Whisk the egg white until it's foamy, and then add powdered sugar until it becomes a thick, opaque icing. Leave it to dry for at least 12 hours. We're gonna combine all the colors because it'll be a multicolor sprinkle in the end anyway. The middle part of these sprinkles, it feels like they haven't dried completely, and that might be because they're a little bit too thick. The middle part clearly has different qualities than the edges, which are really properly dry. Wow. We first sift out the pieces that are too small using this thinner sieve. We pour them into this kind of colander thing. The big pieces will be cut, and then we'll take them and crush them again. This way you separate them by size, so they're like slightly uniform. I'm gonna make a template for the size of the Pop-Tart. 3.25 inches by 4.5 inches. I'm rolling out half the dough. First, I'm going to lightly score the outline of each and then cut all of them out. We switched to using a pizza roller because it's easier to cut. We separate the egg into the yolk and the egg white. We're gonna use the egg white later to make icing, and the yolk is going to be our egg wash.
I think you can see my reflection in it. Okay.
This is apple butter, and we're just gonna be using this as our jam. We're trying to spread the filling in a very neat square to 1/4 inch of the edge. This is some bean filling that my mom made. It's out of pinto beans and condensed milk, so it's kind of a milky flavor. It's very solid. Egg wash onto the edges and put the tops on. Now I'm going to trim off the edges so that the edges are straight.
We made some extra cookies with the remaining dough.
This looks like ravioli. The oven has finished preheating, and we're gonna take them out and finally bake them. Whoa!
What? Amazing.
Great! Hey, I think they're done. I think they said to let it cool in the tray, but I gotta check this. The bottoms are lightly golden brown, while the top is still pretty pale. But we have a lot of these air bubbles. It's probably from the butter, so that makes it look not as similar to an actual Pop-Tart. It's day 3, and we're finally going to finish by making the icing. So we begin by whisking the egg white until it's frothy. Gradually add the powdered sugar while whisking rapidly. We add 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch. Whisk until it falls in a slowly dissolving ribbon. To make a cornet, we have to first cut out a square of parchment paper. Yeah, so first we'll pipe a border around the edge of our Pop-Tart, and then we'll try to flood it. Okay, I'm going to add lemon juice to our icing right now. This will make it a little bit more liquid, so then we can flood our Pop-Tarts. Also adding 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I think I'm just gonna spread some on top of each of them, and then we'll poke them around using a toothpick.
Here are some outliers. Too impatient to wait, so I'm going to break this dried one first.
Solidified. Oh god.
What? Yay, so we're finished making the Pop-Tarts, or Sunny is finished.
Oh, okay.
We had 11 Pop-Tarts, but one of them was like, terrifying.
Just take a quick glimpse.
Yeah, goodbye. And we should compare it with the original.
Yeah, we have to compare. I think the dimensions got messed up.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh shoot, it's really that much bigger, huh?
Yeah, ours is a lot bigger.
You should go a little further and I should go closer. So
cool, it's the same size. So I'm just gonna cut it open so we can get a good look at what the cross section is like. This one had chocolate inside, so I don't know if we can really compare it with the fruity flavor. Wow. So as you can see, our filling doesn't extend to the edge that much either, honestly. But ours is a lot thicker, and you can see that there's a lot of big flakes as opposed to the small crumbs that this might create. So this is because when we were incorporating the butter into the flour, we didn't incorporate it until it was like a coarse cornmeal type of thing. Yeah. So then when the butter melted, it created like large pockets. It like flakes into these large chunks more easily. Yeah. The crust is really overwhelming the filling. Like the crust expanded and puffed up a lot. Both these like kind of fruit jam flavors will be more comparable to the strawberry flavor of the OG.
That's pretty good. I feel like it has a pretty similar feel.
It's just a lot more flaky, I think. Even though the apple butter layer isn't that thick, you can definitely still taste it.
I feel like it has the same energy. Do you know what I mean? No, I think ours is definitely better.
Somehow, I almost feel like the strawberry filling is a little bit more tart and contrast. But I have to say our crust tastes better because this like white crust on the edge just has no flavor. Okay.
Okay, so here we have our mom who will be trying out the homemade version and comparing it as well.
Okay. Compare it with this one.
What do you think of ours? 很好。
皮儿很酥，这个飞碟为什么有点酸味儿啊？
Because we use the apple butter.
好吃的。
Right? And taste. This is the one that it's modeled off
来一
of.
点点。
Ours is better.
它的有点干，就是干，而且还有一股过了期的味儿，不是新鲜的味道。
Yeah.
好了好了，yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for reviewing it.
Cool.